We need fewer people and more donuts, Amber.
I think
that's what you need.
Life would be better.
You have a thing there for sure. All right, guys, thank you. Hey, we are here with Alexander Joyce. He's the president and CEO of Rejoice Financial. Thank you for being here and putting up with these two over here. We were talking retirement and planning. It's funny because I remember my first job in television back in Illinois, first time signing up for a 401k, and I thought, well, what is this? They're taking so much out of my paycheck. I don't need this. I don't want that. But of course, they match you. A lot of places do. And it's the smart thing to do. And I know some people think, well, she's younger. She doesn't have to worry about that. We do.
You
start now, right?
You have to. You have to. One of the biggest things for really my generation, if you will, we know that, and I always share, this thought with my younger clients as well. We can't really rely on pensions, right? We can't really rely on Social Security, if you will. I mean, those things are dinosaurs, as a lot of people know. So and you're right, Amber, it's really personal savings for the younger generation.
What are some of the things that we can do now, starting, your 20s, your 30s, 40s, to start planning? Because it seems as we get older, time passes so fast, and it's like, wow, I wish I would have done this back then.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it. I mean, if your employer offers a 401k plan, contribute, right? Long-term, just long-term savings, being disciplined, right? It's very tough when you're younger to really exercise that or make sure that you do that. But it's very, very important imperative, Do you think younger generations, myself included, we think, well, that's what Social Security is for, it'll be there. But I mean, with new people, taking over, new presidencies, new laws, new everything, in a span of 10, 20 years, everything could look different, couldn't it? Absolutely. I mean, like I just said, relying on Social Security, because I believe, right? I mean, one of my designations in my firm personally is what's called an NSSA, National Social Security Advisor. And one thing that we can't do, especially being younger, is rely and think for a moment that Social Security is going to be there. We can live off of it because it's no lifestyle, for one. And for most employers or employer, benefit plans, if you will, there is no pension. So if like you just said, if there's a 401k there and your employer matches, take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it. And I know this is stuff a lot of us don't want to have to think about, but it is a have to thing. We are going to be there. Are there things now, especially with spending? I've heard some people say, I have a good job now. I don't have to worry about it. I can afford it. I can buy it. You don't always know what the future holds. So is it a thing of watch your spending even now?
Sure.
I mean, that would be a common sense thing, but even so.
You have to. You got to be disciplined, right? As you mature, you've got to watch your spending, and you've got to put some back. 20% is a good number.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, Alexander. How much do you know? Like, how much is enough? Like, okay, I watch my spending, but is there a certain number that I need this amount 3 times my amount or what I make?
I think 20% is a great number, and then especially for those that are kind of where our heart and soul is, what we're passionate about, is the retirement planning sector, right? And the same thing goes for those that are approaching or in retirement. It's the same rule, right? I mean, being frugal, if you will, being conservative, because one of the biggest fears out there, as you probably would know, for any retiree is, do I have enough? Right? Is my nest egg large enough? Right. What if something happens? The question mark, as we talked about last month, of long-term care, in making sure that your assets, you won't outlive them.
Right. Well, I know, and speaking from experience, that's a big one. And when you get to a certain age and you think that you've saved so much money, especially if you have to go to a care facility or something like that.
Absolutely.
I never realized myself how expensive that can be.
You're right. $8,000 to $10,000 a month on average.
I had no idea.
So most people are like, well, how do I not outlive my money? When so we have to plan. Somebody has to plan for it.
Right. Exactly.
Somebody has to be there. So I always advise my clients, you work with someone that you know, like, trust. And that you can believe in.
Or perhaps go to some of your guys' seminars, because you have those coming up too.
Right. We've got some coming up this week. Tomorrow, the 25th. We've got some on the 27th, and we've got some next month. So I would always encourage, one thing that we do that's different is we don't sell anything. We've got a wonderful service.
All about knowledge is learning is power, all of that good stuff for sure. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like it's just, we touched on it, but there's so much more to learn.
Absolutely.
So go to our website, indiestyle.tv, learn more about him and then how he can help you, of course, in the process. Great tips.
Thank you so much.
My
pleasure.
All right, Tracy, over to you.
Oh my God, this is dense. This is dense. We're back in the kitchen with a kickstand when we come back. It's awesome. Oh, all the cheeses.